Hi friends, this is Morgan at Splendid Yoga. Today we're going to do a sequence that will help your back feel strong and open. And we're going to start in the child's pose. So come into a kneeling position with your forehead on the ground. Reach your arms forward. And then check in with your body. What do you feel right now? And how can you make that space feel better? If there's any pain in your practice, in this pose or in any of the poses that we try today, please don't do them, my friends. To practice yoga is to stay so far away from pain. To practice yoga is to be mindful about how your body feels and moving towards making it feel good. And it doesn't feel good to be in pain. No pain. Don't hurt yourselves. Don't do it. Okay. Come up to a tabletop position. And let's move through some cat-cows. So you can make these as interesting as you'd like, but essentially you want to inhale and drop your belly down, and then exhale and suck your belly up. And whatever your spine wants to do within the context of that, you're welcome to let it happen. It might want to go through the traditional extension, flexion sequence, but let it come all the way from the very base of your tailbone to the tippy top of your spine, your cervical spine, right where it meets your neck. Let the movement begin at the tailbone, and then the very top of your inhale, that final stretch comes at the base of your neck, right where your hairline starts, behind you. All right, we'll take a few more breaths here, just work things out. You can roll your shoulders around a bit. You can move your wrists around a bit. All right, staying far away from pain and moving deeply into the stuff that feels good. Okay. Let's come into a lazy up dog or a high cobra. So for my lazy up dog, I like to keep my legs pretty wide. So I'm just gonna kind of straighten my legs here and then drop my hips down to the ground. Now, I have a pretty flexible low back. If you don't, your hips aren't gonna come quite so far down to the ground, but can you find a place where you can just let your hips hang as effortlessly as possible, and then play with the placement of your hands here, right? It might be a little bit more comfortable to turn your fingers out just a little bit to take some of the pressure if there's any discomfort in your wrists. Okay, so lazy up dog. Go ahead and swing your hips really gently from side to side. Just dip that left hip down an inch and dip your right hip down an inch and dip your left hip down and look over your right shoulder and dip your right hip down and look over your left shoulder. Then let's take a lazy side bend. So come all the way onto your left side. And then you can bend one or both of your knees. You can let your head hang to gravity if you'd like. Let that left arm kind of sink into its socket, like if you imagine a stick sinking into mud. Imagine that same sensation, that slow sinking deep into the earth, that shoulder right up into its socket. And let your ribs hang really heavy, especially those bottom ribs. Let them hang just as far away from your hips as is comfortable. And then breathe. And is there anything else you could do that could make this feel better? Okay, come through the lazy up dog really slow. Then let's move that to the other side, that lazy side bend. This time the right arm is your base. Drop your head to gravity. Arrange your legs so you don't have to balance too much. You might scissor your legs out, bend one or both knees, and sink that right shoulder deep into its socket. And feel that sensation of the earth rising up to hold you here in this space, those revolutions of the earth digging you deeper and deeper into it. Allow yourself to melt down, especially feel the weight of those right ribs as they sink deeper towards the earth, away from your hip. Stretch out that vulnerable side body. All right. Move slow. Come back through the lazy up dog. Then child's pose. Slow, slow, slow. Sink it back to the child's pose and really settle into it. Press your hands into the ground like a kitty cat kneading a blanket. Press your hips back towards your heels, a little bit of a waddle like a penguin. All right. Inhale up to your lazy up dog once again. And we'll take a quad stretch here. So bring your weight into your left arm. If that's too much for the wrist, just come onto the forearm, no big deal. Reach your right arm back, catch your right toes, and squeeze your heel towards your butt. And at the same time, kick your foot into your hand. So squeeze it in like a pulse, and then kick it back like a pulse. You can make it big, or you could make it tiny. Yeah, but let it like start to shake. Like do it with a lot of effort, so you're really feeling that battle between the quadriceps and the biceps and the deltoid. And the shoulder versus the leg. The leg's gonna win. But don't let it win. Okay. Let's try that on the other side. Just release that right leg back. Take a moment, maybe roll out your neck. You can roll out both shoulders and then, yeah, either on the wrist or down on the forearm. Reach the left arm back and grab your left foot. Squeeze it in towards your butt. And then kick it up away from your butt. And then squeeze it down and then kick it back. And feel that active stretching. This is actually a really safe way to build quick flexibility, because as long as your muscle is engaged, it's not going to tear. It can't really tear when it's consciously engaged. When you're thinking about it, you just can't get to that point where your muscle will let go enough to tear itself in half, right? Your central nervous system won't let that happen. So really let it build up to where it starts to shake, to where it starts to feel like effort. And this is going to be a message to your brain that it needs to build more muscle here. And it also needs to build that muscle within the context of flexibility, right? It doesn't just need the muscle there, but it needs it to be able to stretch and to contract a lot. That's the message you're sending your brain right now by doing this repeatedly and with a lot of effort. Okay. That's enough. Come back into your lazy up dog and then slide it back to your child's pose. And then just take a moment here and feel your body. Okay, let's come back up into that lazy up dog for an inner thigh stretch. On your right side, slide your right knee up and off to the side, like a Captain Morgan leg. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the dude standing on like his foot on the barrel of rum. Yeah, can you slide it up? And then, yeah, if it's too much to be on your hands, come down onto your forearms, no big deal. And explore this pose. So this is half of the frog stretch. If you do both legs at the same time, that's pretty intense. Most people, one is plenty. So you might kind of roll off onto that left hip and roll back if this one's really intense for you. Or if this doesn't feel like anything, and I know most of you are like, that's crazy, this feels like everything, but for some of us, if this really doesn't feel like anything, you're gonna make sure that knee is right up in line with your hip. Flex both ankles, tuck your left toes, curl them underneath, and then rock forward and back and forward and back. And that's gonna help massage out those inner thigh muscles. But for a lot of us, that's probably just gonna be way too intense, that level of sensation in those sensitive inner thigh areas. All right, is that enough of the right side? Let's move it to the left side. Slide that right leg back. Let it kind of settle in, kind of feel everything getting back to a different shape. And then slide that left leg up, Captain Morgan it out. And then notice, all right, left leg, very different than right leg. Notice the different sensations. You have to make a different shape here to get into the same level of stretch, right? You might feel the stretch in a different zone of your body, but to get the same level of stretch, the same like volume of stretch, what shape do you have to make? And yeah, there's that upgrade. If you'd like, you could tuck your back toes and swing your hips really gently forward and back. That'll massage out those adductor muscles. Or if you're, pretty confident that it's going to feel good, then take the full frog pose. Slide the right leg into the Captain Morgan position as well. So you've got both knees bent out at a right angle to your hips. Your knees bent down so your shin is at a right angle to its thigh bone. And then flex your feet. And then, yeah, maybe a forward and back with the hips. All right, so I know I said we were going to work on the back here. I've been talking about the hips and the legs a lot. And that's because a lot of low back stuff actually starts in the hips and the legs and in a lack of core strength. All right, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you have low back pain, it's because you're not using your belly. And so that's what we're going to practice next, is how to use your belly. Let's do it. All right, so slide both your legs behind you and then sink it back to that child's pose. And then take a big inhale here. And then exhale. So inhale the lazy up dog into a real up dog, a strict up dog. Okay, so get your hands first so that the space between your index finger and your middle finger, that V, is pointed straight forward. And then push into the circle of your palm so that the middle of your palm kind of cups, kind of lifts up away. Very, very mild, not a lot, but just a little bit, kind of cups away from the ground. Okay, and then squeeze your knees together, squeeze your inner ankles together, point your big toes, and then press all of your toenails down and lift the rest of your leg up. So press all of your toenails, even the pinky toenail, spread it out, press it down too, lift your ankles up, lift your shins, your knees, your thighs, but keep your hips dropping down. Okay, how's that weight in the hands? Is it more on one side of the wrist than the other? Even it out, maybe press more into the space between the thumb and the index finger. Shrug your shoulders back, down, offer your heart up. Lift your chin, but keep the back of your neck open. So if there was like an eyeball in the back of your neck, you wouldn't be closing your eyes back there. Keep it wide open. Hindsight is 20/20, my friends. Let it be that way. All right, let's come into the down dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high. Oh, first time here. Take any movement you need, pedal out your legs. If it's too much for the wrists, friends, come down onto your knees. Totally fine, no big deal. If you're staying in the down dog, let's play with some cat-cows from down dog to up dog. So we'll start in stillness and down dog. Take an inhale through your nose, relax your head. Exhale through your nose, suck your belly in. Lead with the back of your heart. Inhale to up dog. Okay, so keep the cat back all the way until the hips are in their spot, the toes are in their spot, then the back comes into the cow back. And then exhale, cow back to your down dog. So let your tailbone lead you up, but keep your heart lifted, keep your chin lifted that whole journey. 2 more times. Inhale, cat back. Back of your heart leads to your up dog. Oh, so lovely, so good. It's hard when you slow it down, right? Exhale, cow back to your down dog. Use your belly. That's what's going to make this easier. Believe it or not, is if you use your belly here, get in touch. Inhale, cat back to up dog. This is the last time, friends. Take it slow. And then exhale your cow back to your down dog. Oh, so nice. Okay. Come into your high plank. And if your wrists are really feeling it, friends, come onto your forearms to watch this next demonstration, or just set your knees on the ground and shake out your wrists. We're going to do some scapular push-ups. So I'll demonstrate for you. If you look at my shoulder blades, I'm not bending my elbows here. I'm just bringing the medial side, the inside of my shoulder blades, closer to the spine as I inhale. And then as I exhale, I'm pushing down to bring the medial border of my shoulder blades away from my spine. All right, so inhale, especially the bottom tip of my shoulder blades, trying to bring them together. Arms are straight. Exhale, push down, separate your scapula away from your spine. One more time. Inhale, feel that compression, that opening in the chest. And then exhale, that sense of the cat back, but just in the space between the shoulder blades. Okay, really nice. Set your knees on the ground, shake out your wrists if you need to. And we're gonna do that same thing, but one arm at a time. What? We're gonna do it in the side plank variation, okay? So come back into the push-up position, or you can do this in the tabletop position, especially if you can't quite get in touch with those muscles, right? There are some of us who are just like, yeah, I don't know how to move that part of my body separately from anything else. So if that's you, do this in the tabletop position, or even standing up against a wall, just to get in touch with that sensation of protracting and retracting your scapula. That's the anatomical term for what we're doing. Okay, let's try it in the side plank. So you can do, let's see, the right arm is your base first. Lift your left arm up. You can set your right knee down in the gate opening position if you'd like. Then we're gonna do that scapular push-up. Okay, so you're gonna sink that right shoulder blade, especially the bottom tip of it. Use that lower trapezius, use that rhomboid to squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the spine, and then push it away from you, like you're pushing the earth really far away from you, like you're reaching up towards the heavens. Okay, and then again, root it down, really deep. Feel it, feel all that musculature. Okay, now push it away, exhale out. Last time, inhale, scapular push-ups in the side plank. And then exhale, push it away, great. Come through the high plank or the tabletop. Let's do that on the other side right away. Left arm is your base, lift your right arm up. You can set your left knee down if you'd like, that's all right. Okay, so dip that shoulder blade in towards its spine and then push it away from you. Exhale. Inhale, bring it in. Slow, feel that whole line of muscle right next to the shoulder blade. Then push it away from you. Last time, in the upper back, that thoracic spine, squeeze it in, that back, squeeze it in. Exhale, release. Great. Come back through center. All right. Set your knees down, or child's pose, or shake out your wrists, or shake out your arms, or roll your shoulders, or shimmy it all out. Let go of it, because we've got a lot of stuff left to do. Okay, come back into the forearm plank position. The forearm plank this time with your forearms on the ground, then right to the forearm side plank. So the right forearm's on the ground, lift your left arm up, and we're gonna do some hip dips. So you can stagger your feet if you'd like, or you could lift your top leg up. That one's pretty hard. You're gonna lower your hip down, inhale, exhale, shoot it up as high as it can go. Inhale, lower down. Keep that scapula strong. Exhale, lift it up. Great. Inhale, lower it down, slow. Exhale, power it up. Okay, let's try it on the other side. Left arm is your base. Lift your right arm up. Do you want to lift that right leg up? You can do it. No one's gonna know but you. Do the thing that feels the best. No pain, friends. Inhale, lower your hips down, slow. Exhale, lift it up, graceful, light. Imagine if you were underwater. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, lift it up. How buoyant that would be if you were underwater. Inhale, lower it down. This is the last time. Find that levity, that buoyancy. Exhale, lift it up. Forearm plank. High plank. Tabletop. Thread the needle. Lift your right arm up, look at it. Exhale and thread your right arm behind your left wrist. Set your right shoulder down. Roll forward on your right shoulder and set your whole right ear on the ground. Reach your left arm forward or behind you. You can separate your knees if you need to keep balance. Breathe. Slide your left hand underneath your shoulder. Push your right arm up, reach it up, fling it behind you. Set your right arm down. Reach your left arm up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, thread your left arm behind your right wrist. Set your shoulder down. Roll forward on your shoulder. Set your left ear down. Reach your right arm forward or behind you. Breathe. Slide your right hand underneath your shoulder. Push your left arm back up to the sky. Look up at it. Fling it behind you. Let it dangle. Let it stretch. Exhale, left arm down. Untuck your toes in the tabletop position. So the shoelace part of your foot is pressing down. Then press all of your toenails down, even that pinky toenail. Inhale, cow back. Exhale, hovering cat. Look to your belly button. Push into the ground with your hands and your toenails. Hover the rest of your legs off of the ground. Inhale, cow. Set your knees down. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, hovering cat. Press into the feet. Don't hurt the ankles. Push the big toes back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last time on your tippy toes. Inhale, cow. Set your knees down. Tuck your toes. Down dog. Exhale and lift your hips up and back and press your heart towards your thighs and gaze towards your belly button, but relax your neck as much as possible. Move your jaw around. Pedal out your legs or sway your heels from side to side. Do what feels good. All right, this next one's hard. Do the best you can. Inhale, look forward, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale and slide your toes to your wrists. Can you hover them the whole way? I can't. Tippy toe them if you have to. Come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Grab opposite elbows overhead and then hang, swing from side to side. Yeah. Great, now grab the back of your neck, interlace your fingers right at the nape of your neck. Hang your elbows heavy around your ears. Take a big inhale right into your shoulder blades, right where we were working on those scapular push-ups. A big inhale right in there. Another puff. Exhale. Let it go. Oh, every time I do that, I crack my back. It feels so good. All right, release your hands to the ground. Then bring your hands behind your low back. Clasp your hands together and stretch out your chest. You can pedal out your legs here. You can bend your elbows. That's a much deeper, juicier stretch. You can press the heels of your palms together. That's a deeper stretch. Okay, ready? We got a whole finale coming up. We're doing crow pose. The back is strong. The belly is strong. Let's do it. Set your hands on the ground. Look forward. Squeeze your belly in. Set your knees on your triceps. Keep looking down at one thing. Float your right heel up to your butt. Float your left heel up to your butt. Set your right foot down. Set your left foot down. Squat. You did it. Okay, you want to try the crow to chaturanga? If the crow was hard enough, just keep practicing the crow or shake out your wrists or hang out in the squat or meet me on your belly. If you want to try the crow to chaturanga, take an inhale. Set your palms on the ground. Exhale, belly in. Set your knees on your triceps. Inhale, kick your left heel to your butt. Exhale, kick your right heel up, look forward, throw your legs back. Don't think about it, just do it. Like a cannonball, shoot your legs back, land in the chaturanga. Inhale the up dog. Exhale the down dog. You want to try the crow to headstands? Okay, disclaimer, if you've ever hurt your neck, don't do this one. In fact, I don't recommend this one to anyone. Don't do it, friends. Don't do it. Not worth it, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. Inhale, look forward from down dog. Exhale, hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Set your palms on the ground. Exhale, crow pose. Set your knees on your triceps, lift your heels. Resist, press into the ground. Lower the crown of your head onto the ground. Very, very slowly. Slower than that. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Resist, resist, set. Set yourself down like you're laying a baby, a sleeping baby in its crib. All right, the headstand. Squeeze the belly in, shoot the legs up or out to a T. Scissors might be easier, T might be easier, harder, go straight up. Use the belly. Oh, stay strong. Ready? Flex the ankles, keep everything stable and straight. Chaturanga, timber, lower down. Oh, good job. That's a crowd pleaser. Little scary the first time. Trust it, trust your breath. It's all about where you're looking. Look forward and the rest will follow. Okay, I got one more for you, friends. Move through your up dog to your down dog. Take an inhale in. Look forward. Exhale, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crow pose. Inhale, hurdler's pose. Bring almost all your weight of that right knee into the right arm. Be light with the left knee and the left arm, then float it up and back. Straighten the right leg off to the side. Catch your balance, push away from the ground. Push away from the ground. Then chaturanga, swing your right leg back, set it down before your left. Inhale up. Exhale down. Did you get that one? We got one more side. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crow pose. Inhale, hurdler's pose. Bring almost all the left leg weight into the left arm. And lighten the right leg by lifting up out of your hip. Keep your gaze strong. Keep your belly in. Straighten your left leg off to the side. Slow. You'll lower with control. Hold it. Chaturanga. Swing your left leg back. Set it down on the ground. Then the right. Inhale, up dog. To Sphinx. Oh, what a relief. Melt down onto your forearms. Shimmy your legs away from each other. Inhale, cow back. Press your belly down. Reach your heart forward. Push the ground away from you. Lift your chin. Exhale, cat back. Tuck your tailbone, chin to chest, up to your belly button. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Slow it down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Roll onto your back from here, friends. It is time for Shavasana. Reach your arms out wide or bring them onto your belly or something in between. Separate your legs or cover them. Let your legs, your feet fold away from each other. Move your jaw around until it finds a space that feels really neutral. Move your shoulders around until they find a spot that feels really supportive for your heart. Relax your belly. Relax your thighs. You'll have a few minutes here just to be. Notice the sensations that run along the lines of your spine. Notice the breath as it comes in and out. Notice any long pauses the body would like to appreciate. Notice any deep sighs the body would like to release. Rest. I encourage you to stay here just as long as your body would like, at least another minute or two. When you are ready to emerge, do so with compassion for yourself and for those around you. Just the desire to relieve the suffering of the world, just the desire to make things a little bit easier for all of us. You don't have to know how to do it. You just have to want it, to feel compassion, which is the whole point of the human experience. Namaste, friends.